Hey guys, welcome to Tech Lingo. In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly create multiple clones of a deployed VMs in Cisco HyperFlex using ReadyClone feature. ReadyClone can also customize the clone VMs, which can then be used as standalone VMs. Now, this is not a linked clone because changes made to ReadyClone VMs do not affect the source VM from which the ReadyClone VMs have been cloned. Also, if you make any changes to the source VM, the ReadyClone VMs will not be affected by those changes. So the MAC address and UUID of the ReadyClone VMs are different from those of the source VM. Now, installing guest OS and application on a VM has always been a time-consuming process. So you would clone a VM using the native vSphere cloning mechanism. But the problem with the native cloning feature is you can clone up to 8 VMs at a time, and the time it takes to clone the VMs in vSphere usually takes a bit longer when compared with Cisco HyperFlex ReadyClone feature. With Cisco HyperFlex, using ReadyClone, you can simply right-click on a VM and create multiple clones of the VM, more than what native vSphere clone feature can clone. ReadyClone clone VMs in seconds instead of minutes, using the VAAI, vSphere Storage API for array integrations. So this is a technology which basically offloads the storage tasks to the underlying storage device, which can help to speed up certain storage tasks. So using ReadyClones, you can customize the clone VMs and quickly configure parameters such as IP address, host name, VM names for multiple guest VMs cloned from a source VM. Now we know that the ReadyClone technology is really useful for VDI deployments. So let's see how we can use ReadyClone feature in HyperFlex. All right, we have 6-node HA cluster. I've already logged into vSphere client. I will go into VMs and templates. I will expand the folder in which I'm going to use this VM to deploy the clones. Now, before I clone the VM, you need to know that the clone VM will stay in the data store on which the source VM is currently residing. In my case, this VM is stored in one of the HX data store with my name. So if I click this, in the summary screen, you can see it is a 1 TB HX data store, and it is only using 40 gig of space from this data store because there's only one VM on this data store, and that is the VM which we are going to use to create the clone VMs. But if you are going to create a lot of clone VMs, then I would recommend to plan the data store size and ensure that you don't overcommit the data store space. So let me go back to my source VM. I will right click on this one and go into Cisco HX data store platform. I will click ReadyClone. Now you need to specify the number of clones. So I'm going to say 10 to deploy 10 clone VMs. I'm going to use the available customization specification to customize the clone VMs. If you prefer, you can add this into a resource pool, which I'm not going to do that. For the VM name prefix, I will specify a prefix, and I will call this as k_my clone VM hyphen. You can see the VM names and the guest OS host names that will be assigned to these VMs. You can specify the starting clone number. In my case, I will keep this as 1. You can also increment the clone number. I will keep this as 1. I will use the same VM name for the guest name as well. And I would like to power on these VMs after cloning, so I will check this option. I will click OK to begin the cloning. Let's look at the recent tasks. All right, it is done. It was quick enough, and we can see all the 10 VMs created. And if I click on any clone VM, you'll see it has its own IP address, and all these clone VMs work as regular standalone VMs. Now, if I go back to home and select global inventory list, and I will click on Cisco HX data platform in the side menu, and I'll click on the HX cluster, and I'll click manage, and I will look for the data store with my name where the clone VMs have been created, and you can still see the used space has not increased. Let's see, if I refresh this, it's not increasing, so it means the use space has not really gone high. That should be because of the data optimization such as compression and dedupe that HX data platform does. And if I come here in monitor, I will select data stores, and let me scroll down a little, and you can see a very little spike in the IOPS, or the read-write throughput and the read-write latency. Okay, so this is how you use ReadyClone technology in Cisco HyperFlex. I thank you for watching this video. For more videos like these, please subscribe to my channel.